Hi folks, welcome to this episode of The Art of Engineering. We ended last episode with this parcel and I said I was going to show you what's in here. So without further ado, let's look at what new toys have arrived in the post. We will need a blade. That is the TCXO for the repair to the QMX. My last ditch effort at getting that going. I'll probably put that in if it doesn't work. We may scream uncle, or we may not. Who knows? But what's in the big box? Some leads, a power cord, and we're happy to report that unlike DigiKey Australia, they've actually delivered a 240 volt cord, which fills me with less apprehension. We have a quality certificate that's been done by hand, and this is a 2-channel function arbitrary waveform generator, the user manual. So it is something for the test bench. And I did have an arbitrary waveform generator in the scope I bought. Unfortunately, I was doing a little bit of work with that arbitrary waveform generator, a very small 10 volt DC offset. That was enough to destroy it. And we did buy a chip, surface mount chip, which is a operational amplifier online, and I think it's the first time I've been stung with a part that didn't meet specifications. I think it was just your everyday garden variety operational amplifier. It didn't meet the bandwidth requirements. So the arbitrary waveform generator was restored to some form of operation, but didn't meet the bandwidth requirements. It didn't get up into high frequencies, etc., etc. So that is our 2-channel arbitrary waveform generator, and I have to work out how to get this stand to unlock. But to get the stand to move, you've got to actually pull it out. Now, I will say this, the case is very cheap, but I did not spend a lot of money on this, so all I'm really worried about is that it actually does its job. So let's get it on the test bench, hook it up to the Crow, or the DSO, and have a look and see if it works. Okay, so the ET3320C 2-channel arbitrary waveform generator comes with 2 BNC, it's like a BNC connector at one end and alligator at the other. Comes with 2 of those. One's already connected, and it's one of these like printer type cables, I'm assuming to update firmware, and a BNC to BNC, I'm assuming that's for external in. I will put those 2 cables away, and I will install both channel 1 and channel 2, and we'll just have a look on the oscilloscope and see what it looks like and whether it works. This looks very much like the type of generator that I was seeing when I was at the labs at uni. I'm assuming wave just gives you the different types, so we'll go wave. I think you can scan through there. That's a sine wave. Click and it gives you that. Let's go channel 1. That's 1 volt per division, and trigger. So So that's on 1 volt per division. It's saying 2 volts. It's supposed to be close to 3 volts. It's actually not too far off on 40 megs. So quite happy about that. If we go amplitude, 3 volts, 4 volts. So definitely not giving me 5 volts, closer to like 2.5 volts peak to peak. Just on 2 volts peak to peak. So as we take our frequency down, let's see where, if anywhere, with the it's accurate or not. Went out 10. 9, 8, 7, 6. At 5 volts. At 5 megahertz, it's giving me 5 volts peak to peak. Obviously, amplitude is affected by the frequency, so I was not expecting miraculous performance out of this. The fact that I can get a usable waveform out of it at up to 60 megahertz for doing RF stuff, I am happy with. Let's grab the other channel and make sure that that is working. Okay, so we've got both channels going now. The amplitude's 5 volts for both of them. And one channel's on 5 megs, the top one, the bottom one's on 10 megs. If we do volts per division, let's go 2 volts per division. Let's position them. If I go to the type of waveform, you can see here is that triangle wave, squarish wave. Now, obviously, at higher frequencies, you're not going to get perfect triangles and squares, but it is functioning. That's noise. So there you have it, folks. The new toy. Something that I've always wanted to have on the test bench. And the other thing that's arrived in the mail is, of course, the parts to repair the QMX. One more toy on the test bench to allow me to wreck more electronic devices. We now have the parts we need for the QMX, so I'm going to have a go at that tonight. I'm also going to finish off soldering the antenna that you saw in the last video. I added some length to that antenna. So we'll slide a bit of heat shrink over that and get that sorted out. And just have a bit of a play in the shack tonight. Bit discombobulated at the moment. Had a couple of glasses of a very nice red wine with some cheese. And did a big workout yesterday too, so a little bit tired as well. Haven't exercised for a very long time. But I'm hoping these holidays I get a lot more of all the good things in life happening. Home brewing, cheese, wine, and a bit of exercise as well. 7-3. It's a short one. See you in the next one.